regimen, and there is a lot to learn from individuals like that, primarily the potholes to avoid. What I like to say to the people I work with is that there are 10,000 different ways to mess things up. So trust me on the first 10,000, and I will trust that you will invent the 10,001st, and that we will deal with it when that happens. But up to that point, listen to me about the other 10. And I think that that's a real issue right now, people seeming to know that or think that they know everything. And I'm telling you right now, walking in the door, they just don't.
I believe that is true. I've run into a few of those in the radio business, too, and you're absolutely right, Larry. What's your advice for people who find themselves in that position?
Well, look, I think that my father always said and said it best, and obviously this is a little different because I'm sort of in the position of teacher as you've described it, which is very kind. But we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We should listen twice as much or twice more than we speak. And I think that that's the direct approach to take. There are a lot of things to learn from people with, not gray hair all the way up through some gray hair to, some gray hair and balding, which would include me. Okay, and everybody's got something fascinating to offer. If you just keep your ears open, you're going to learn something. I learn something new from somebody every day, and I'm old enough to know that I don't know everything.
The important thing is that we're smart enough to know that we don't know everything.
Yeah, and you know what? To be fair, part of that comes with youth. I mean, I remember when I was a young guy, I could be pretty darn arrogant.
Oh, yes.
And there were times when people were trying to teach me lessons, and I simply refused to listen. I had to go and learn them on my own. And I know a lot of people have to do the same thing. I get it. But there are obvious career ideas and directions and trajectories that you can set yourself out on that will end up being kind of ultimately detrimental to you if you're not careful. And there's a big difference between that kind of knowing of being an innate artist from the very beginning and being sort of part of an unformed lump of clay that requires a little bit of work. I have walked into very few people I've ever met who have walked up to me and said they're artists and they're by God artists from the moment I meet them. There just aren't that many. There are a lot of acts. There are a lot of entertainers. There are a lot of singers. There are a lot of songwriters. But there are very few people who present themselves as the complete package walking in the door that actually are. And that's the way it's always been and the way it's always going to be.
And as you get older and time goes on, you start to learn more, and you start to realize, maybe my mom and dad, or maybe that guy Larry, maybe he had something, because they start to realize that you're right. When we were all young, we're all full of piss and vinegar, and thinking that we're going to set the world on fire, and maybe we will, and if we do, more power to us. But you got to get guidance from somewhere.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. And at a certain point, with a lot of people, that piss and vinegar and passion gets them exactly so far. And then at that point, they need some real guidance around them to take all of that energy and channel it in the proper direction to help take it somewhere. Not coincidentally, by the way, a lot of the folks who come in the door knowing everything are also the same people who end up feeling that they know best later on down the road. And they're also the ones that don't usually keep people around them who were with them from the start. And that's a very key component to a continuing healthy career, is to always have 2 or 3 people in your corner who are with you from the very beginning, who can take you quietly to the side so as not to, show you out in front of a group of people, but just say, hey, as a friend who's known you forever, I really think you're going haywire here, and here's why.
excellent point. As a matter of fact, you just answered what was going to be my very next question. I was going to ask you, Larry, if you had to sum up into a sentence or two a kernel of advice that you would offer to each aspiring artist, and I think you just did that in a nutshell. That was very well put. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, be wise enough to keep smarter people than you that have been with you from the beginning close. Do not push them away. That'll end up hurting you in the long run.
Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Pareigis, the president and owner of 9 North Records in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. Larry, as always, we thank you for joining us with your pearls of wisdom, and we invite our listeners, if you have questions about the business, here's your chance for a little free advice. Drop me a line, David, at thedavidbowers.com. Put Larry in the subject line and ask your questions. I'll make sure Larry gets it, and we'll get you an answer to your questions about aspiring to the music business career. Larry, thank you again so much, and thank your mom for sharing you with us today.
I will, and again, David, thank you so much for having me on, and now I'm looking forward to playing some titty bingo. So let me know, how it all works.
In just about 5 minutes, we've got one more thing to do, and then we're going to be talking with Larry Fulcher and playing some titty bingo.
Outstanding.
All right.
Now that's what I call a sports Sunday.
Absolutely. Thank you, Larry. Thank you so much. We'll be talking to you again real soon.
All right, gents. Take care.
You too.
Take care, Larry.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Larry Pareigis, the president and owner of 9 North Records, and he shares some of his artists with us. We'll be having one or two more of his artists coming on to visit on the show in the very near future, and we'll tell you about that as time goes by. Right now, it is time for us to get to Rockstar 101. No, we just did Rockstar 101. Hold up the right cue cards there. Good grief, I'm nothing without my teleprompter. It's time for 5 Minutes of Fame, where we present a new artist who hasn't received major airplay yet, and we share their music with you. You get to hear some of tomorrow's talents before they become stars. Today, we're featuring some talented rockers from Milan, Italy, that go by the name of Revangel. And we see in the chat room a bunch of Revangel fans. I think they just brought half of Italy with us to the show. Welcome aboard, all you Revangel fans. The spark that gave this group life happened 3 years ago through an encounter between a guitarist and multi-musician, Evan, and lyricist-vocalist, Annie, who is also the songwriter, and they refer to him as the soul of the group. They met musically through the U2 tribute band Rejoice, and followed their different paths until their encounter inspired a partnership in the name of friendship and the love of music, and closed a circle between two generations and two stories that come together where streets have no name. Revangel was officially born with the launch of their website and Facebook page on 11/11/11. Sounds like it. We should go buy a lottery ticket there. During the first few months of their life as a group, they composed many songs, released their first self-produced album in July of last year, A Small Galaxy with Only 4 Planets, Lapsus, a sign of their desire to tell their stories through music instinctively as if by destiny. Why do I keep seeing the Big Bang Theory? The 4 songs on their Lapsus EP were chosen from among 20 composed pieces, gaining great reviews from critics and growing public interest. It's available to download from the band's website or in CD format.
Bazinga.
That's why I'm getting the Big Bang Theory. I knew that was coming. Ladies and gentlemen, on our 5 Minutes of Fame today, from Milan, Italy, Revangel.
Hi, we are Revangel, and what a surprise, we are from Italy, Milan. So this is our first single, part of it. We hope you like it. Enjoy and keep rocking. Ciao.
I know a boy from a long time. He was as shy that a bird was, to destroy and make a noise, and dancing on it, dancing on it. was young and fragile. He was a rebel, passionate. And when he looked to the sun, you could feel his soul touch his eyes. And in front of the sea, you could feel as a part of it. You really need to be pleased about what you've done. Cross the line, open the door, you will find a place home. Frozen fire and burning ice. Sure you have made a deal with time. Just when big dreams are not allowed, try to make them real so hard. And when I listen to a song, there's nothing that could be so strong. It's a dream, but it's real, 'cause you could feel as a part of it. You really need to be pleased about what you've done. Close your eyes, open your mind. You may find another time. Lost his dreams, songs of melody. He had to find his own way. He started 17, never been in the right time, in the right place. No, you may be either. Follow the rules to leave town. Never not afraid to have the war. Feel every part of it. He's so pure and innocent. There is no reason to betray this dream. Scared of nothing and ready to run away. There's no escape from yourself. No refuse can be saved. I'm sure I'm not a mistake, but I feel as a part of it. You really need to be pleased about what you've done. Cross the line, open the door, you will find a place I'm sure I'm not a mistake, but I feel as a part of
From Milan, Italy, Revangel, and thank you very much, gentlemen. Actually, I only saw male names. I guess there could be some females in the group. I should be more careful about things like that. I'll get myself in trouble. Anyway,
You should be more gender sensitive, David. Reach out and grab the feminine side of yourself. No,
you?
wait a minute. That came out wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the late John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, right.
Revangel on 5 Minutes of Fame. And if you like them, would like to hear more of them, you know what to do. David at thedavidbowers.com, or post up, better yet, post up on our Facebook page, The David Bowers, and tell us you want to hear Revangel, and we'll get them back on the show. I know they've got a ton of their followers in the chat room today, and we are so happy to have you all from Italy and Germany there. Also, welcome aboard, Thisia and Katie And Sean Bryant's sitting in there listening. Sean, thank you for sticking around and listening to the show. We've got to move right along to our next guest now because it is time